What's up, man? It's Heir the Prophecy from Los Angeles, California, and this is Underground Issue 9. Man, I grew up like in West LA over kind of close to Mid City, so I want to say like Venice, La Cienega area, right off of like Cadillac and Sherborne. It's very so a lot of people grew up over there. I think one of them being like Big Sad. He's from that area. Um, Man, it was just like one of those times. I think it was a crazy, crazy area. I originally went to Hamilton out there. I got kicked out, and I ended up going to Crenshaw. Oh man, I was all over the place, man. I was at the time I wasn't really that focused on school, so I was just nonstop. Like my favorite place was the dean office, and like it literally like my first month, he was just like, "Yeah, I had enough. I can't do it," and I was out of there. Yeah, I played basketball. So when I got to Crenshaw, I was originally like uh, at the practices to play basketball, but I couldn't pass physical because I needed surgery on my shoulder. I was 18. It was like my senior year of high school. We were getting ready to graduate, and it just really came from one of my boys. He was making music, and I just like heard him, and I was like, man, like I could do that. And so he had a setup at his crib, and so I pulled up, recorded something, and like immediately I was just like, I'm hard as fuck. Like that was it. You couldn't tell me really anything. So I was like literally hitting them up consistently, like every day after that. Like, oh, can I come record? Or I wrote a song, or I got some beats, and it was like nonstop from there. Absolutely, still makes music. His name is AS Nova Blisto. Like literally one of the most talented artists I know. He produces, engineers, sings, raps. I mean, like, he records his own videos, like, and edits them. Like, bro's dope. Back then, I didn't really drop projects. It was more about like just making songs. So the first song that I really dropped, it was called Glorious, and I really didn't put it out on no platforms. It was on Facebook, and because I didn't really know too much about like the music game back then. I just knew where I could post it, and I was just consistently like every other week putting a single out on Facebook, and then transition to SoundCloud. But there was never no big like rollouts or things like that. I recorded a song, and as soon as he said it was mixed, I just posted the same day. I had no announcements, no build ups. I was just trying to be consistent as possible. Absolutely. I mean, I have a whole team behind me now who kind of absolutely pushes that. Like, especially my publicist, she's really big on that, the rollout and um, kind of like that marketing strategy, building up to the release and showing up at places, showing face, and just making sure people know that it's coming out. So that's something I like am very much like big on now. I had booked an 11-hour studio session, and I was ready to lock in for the whole day. About 2 hours into recording, everybody in the room's phone is going off. Kobe passed away. Immediately ruined the whole vibe. Like we couldn't even record. We really just sat in the studio for 11 hours that day, basically, and it was like a shock, like to see like you know, really more of like a hometown hero, but somebody that's a hero to the world just kind of go and yeah, that was like probably the worst studio session I ever had. I would say dream features for me is Nipsey. That's one of them, and that rest in peace. I hate that I would never get to actually be able to sit in a room and work with him. But another one, well, two more, actually, is Adam Levine. I think that dude is like literally musically on another level. If you do a song with him, you're going to the moon. And then Mace. That was like probably like one of my first favorite rappers, Mace. And even to this day, like he'll put like little music out here and there, and you could hear it like, oh, he's still cold. If I'm in a studio session in LA, absolutely not throwing on Maroon Five. Uh, yeah. Absolutely not throwing on Maroon Five. If anything, um, when I'm in a studio session, I completely shut out of all music. Like if I know I'm gonna in a recording mindset or a creative mindset, I won't listen to any music for like months, just because I don't like to hear like other people in my music. So I like to know that when I'm creating music, I'm just hearing like my sound. And so yeah, when I'm in that like creative mode, I don't listen to anything. My goals for 2024, I would have to say, is just more features. Like that's something that I feel like I've stayed away from a lot lately, is working with more artists. And it has nothing to do with like the fact that I don't like to work with artists, but you know, in LA it's a little bit different. Like, you know, not everybody's willing to work with each other, or everybody sees each other as competition. So you know, it kind of just kept me away from that area. But I'm just very big on like LA's rap scene right now, so I just want to like work with people and make the best possible music. And then also getting more shows, doing more shows. Like I do have a tour that I'm gonna be on starting the beginning of 2024. I don't know how many stops for sure, because it was originally supposed to be in November. It got pushed back, and we're still like locking in on locations. You know, I know they're even trying to do like an island, she was saying Barbados or something. She had some, yeah. So we got a lot of crazy stuff. There's a headliner. Her name is Shaniqua Shande, really dope artist, and actress as well. But yeah, we're definitely like gearing up to, you know, build up to a project that I have coming out, which is gonna be called Hearts Come with Envy. I want to say somewhere between like March and June. Um, so it was really like a combination of two projects, because I had a project called Comes with Envy, which I did finish. I just haven't released it, and then I was also working on another project called Immortal Hearts. And so like the Comes with Envy project just kind of comes from like, you know, what I think the environment is of where we grew up, like where it's just so much hate and not enough love and not enough people like really like, I guess, giving props or flowers to each other for what we accomplished. And then the Immortal Hearts is just kind of like, you know, like giving myself that space to be vulnerable as an artist. And then you know, I was just sitting back and I thought like maybe I could just put the two together, because they're not that far off. And with that being like a thing, I feel like a lot of hearts do come with envy. It's just more about how you know, or what your character is. Like some people, you know, it's very easy to look at somebody and hate what they're doing, and it's always harder to say like, yo, what you're doing is dope. So I just felt like hearts come with it. It's just something that, you know, you have to act on as a person, or it just has to be in your nature. My overall mission is just to help people. Like that's been my main thing. Like even, you know, like I feel like I make music from, you know, my story and like things that I grew up around, things that I've been a part of, and things like that. So you know, like it's easy to associate me with a style of music, but like my overall message and goal is to help people. And like one of my slogans I actually got from YG, because I always say like I represent hope. And I watched the interview and he was saying like help the hopeless, and I thought like that really stuck with me. So that's something that I push now, and like you know, want people to take from me is like my main focus is to help the hopeless.